Hello everybody, welcome back to Blue Jay Acres. My name is Noelle. Thank you so much for stopping by. So today is day one of our journey, and we are going to be ridding the house of everything that's processed, preservatives, just all the stuff that we can, in hopes that we can find out what's wrong with our daughter and try and heal her. So in order to do that, we are just going to eat super clean, and like I said, just get rid of everything that we can. We will eat as much from local farms and from our farm as we can, and what we can't, we will buy as minimally processed as possible from the grocery. So today I did film this actually later in the day, and I actually did film all day long for you guys. It's only 2 o'clock and I've probably filmed so much. So I just want to kind of start off today, and I'm going to just show you what I did, what I got rid of, and what I kept in my pantries and in my fridge. And then I'm going to show you what I got from Flash Foods today, because I got some good produce boxes, so I thought I'd share that with you. And then tomorrow we'll jump into the food. Even though I'm filming it all day today, I'll go on and share that with you guys tomorrow. And that way we'll just kind of be a day ahead, and I can share that with you guys for the next 30 days. All right, so let's just go on and jump into it. First, let's get rid of everything out of my fridge and out of my pantries. If you are new and you don't know what's been happening and why we're even doing this, it is because of my daughter, who is 16. She has been sick now for 6 months. She didn't even get to enjoy her sweet 16th birthday. She didn't get to enjoy any part of summer. She has been sick. And some of you have asked, has she been tested for H. pylori? I think it's how you say it. Anyway, yes, that was actually the first thing her doctor checked. And she said, not many people check this, but let's check that first. And that took forever to get the blood work back on that. She has had multiple blood work drawn. We've been in and out of the emergency room. She had a CAT scan done. They put dye in her through an IV, and they just checked. They wanted to make sure everything was good, basically from here all the way down to her pelvis, because they want to make sure it was nothing with her ovaries or anything to do with that, any reproductive issues, any, blockages or anything going on. All they came back with was, well, she's constipated. So that's it, clean her out. And everybody thought it would magically go away. Well, it didn't. So then we were back in the hospital, and they said, well, you just need to see a GI specialist. So we went to the GI specialist, and they did another clean out, and then they ordered slow digestion test, which is for gastroparesis. And that came back. We were there for 4 hours, and that was a no-go. So they've ruled out pretty much everything major, except for some kind of autoimmune disorder. And so many of you had said, well, it definitely sounds like one. That's where I feel too. But why all of a sudden? I don't know. Maybe it was from some kind of illness. Who knows? But we're trying to figure it out, because we're on another wait for another appointment with the GI doctor. They did talk about doing a scope down the line. I'm not sure what the next test was. They were going to do a test for celiac. I don't know what all they were going to test for next. It's just so much, and it's been going on for so long. She is on some medicine for anti-nausea, but they said she can't take it very often, so she only gets like 9 pills at a time. And she just has to refill them. They really don't want her taking them as much as possible, but it's really one of the only ways she gets through the day. They said it can cause heart problems, so she's worried about that. So that's then given her anxiety. We have been to the psychiatrist. She has a therapist. They are not at all, the GI doctor is not at all worried that it could be anxiety related, and that's why she's sick all the time. She said, I don't think that at all, because that would be worse in the morning and get better through the day. And she is better in the morning normally. Today she's just having a bad day, and as the day goes on she gets worse, like the more she eats. So that's why we tend to think that it is in the food. So I had researched, and I saw so many people had cured themselves by doing a whole food plant-based diet, so we went that route for 6 months, or I guess about 5 months. I did it for 6, they did it for 5, and she did not, but Charles would still have a little bit of meat a couple times a week, and so did my other kids. But she was good, and she got a little better, but not, she still was sick every day. So then the last couple weeks we went off because so much had been going on in our family, and if you missed that, you can check that out in yesterday's video. And so she's just been so sick, so sick. So I do believe it's got something to do with the food related. She broke out in hives. She's on steroids for hives. I mentioned that yesterday. They're still coming. We have, I think, 3 more days of steroids. They put her on it for 12 days, which I think is a lot. Nobody else has ever been on it for 12 days in our house. So they're still coming. So we're just taking control of it and getting it under control by ourselves. And we're trying to remove everything as processed and unnatural as possible out of our house. And just really trying to be really careful of what we're putting in our mouth. And the whole family is doing it because, one, it's the better way to eat anyway. And I'm not gonna cook multiple things for everybody. I'm just not doing it. So this is a big thing to bite off, a big chunk. So I'm not going to cook differently. I'm just not. So we are doing meat, we're doing eggs, we're not doing plant-based. In fact, I thought about not doing so many vegetables, only because of reading so much about the oculates that you guys have mentioned. So I don't know. We'll see. I think it'd be hard to cut every single thing all at once, but I might not be so focused on vegetables as I was trying to be before, and more focused on fruits and proteins. I've also heard wonderful things about raw milk and how that helps gut bacteria and how that can really help with digestive issues. So I definitely want to incorporate the raw milk as much as possible that we will be getting any day from our cow. So, all right, White. Charles ran Kate and Theo, and he's not here to whine about what I do, even though he knows it's coming. It is time to clean out the fridge before I start the bread. So all of this is going to go, and I will either give it to people. I'm gonna move it to our little fridge outside until I decide if somebody wants to come get it, they can come get it. If not, then I'm just going to get rid of all of it, sadly, but it is just how we're gonna be. So everything from the pickled jalapenos, I do have my own pickled jalapenos, so you know, that's good. We have sun-ripened tomatoes. I'm not doing any of that. So if you look in our fridge, there's really not a whole lot of stuff. Soy, somebody mentioned that. We will be stopping soy, which I love soy. I love soy sauce. I love soy milk. I love tofu. I love all the soy. And they've actually done studies that it does not cause cancer and all of this, but I don't know if she's got a soy allergy. So I am not anti-soy at all. I think soy is great if you get organic, non-GMO, at least from everything that I have researched and read. But we will, sorry, the alarm's going off, but we will be cutting that for the next 30 days because, you know, I don't know if she could have a soy allergy. So that's an easier one to cut out. So yes, so no mustard, no gochujang, which I love, no chili garlic sauce, no Frank's hot sauce, no sweet relish. Oh, this is root beer from Charles's birthday from ever ago. No sriracha. Sadly, Ronnie will be very sad, but I'm not going to do olives either because it has other stuff in it. And it says it's just olives, water, sea salt, and vinegar. I'm trying to, like I said, get her just off of all of it because I don't know how much I trust that they really label it right, because I know that there are certain things that they can add that they don't have to put on the label per the Good USA. So I don't really trust any of it. So I'm just removing all of it for right now, for this 30 days. And then we will slowly, if she is feeling way better, slowly reintroduce some things and see how she does. But for right now, I'll show you this when I'm done. It's time to clean out the fridge. All right, here is what remains then in my fridge. So here I have some homemade jam, the cashew milk we just made. I have some chopped up cucumbers. I am gonna keep this one thing of butter that I had. I got it from the Amish. It's made just with butter and salt. It's just straight from the farm. I am gonna use that, and hopefully by the time we're through that, then I have our butter from our cow. I have some eggs from our chickens. Down here is a big box of dates that I got a while ago from 7 Hot Dates. It has to be kept in the fridge because they're wet pack. So I've got a bunch of those in here. In here I have just some different fruits and vegetables. I have a big cabbage. I do have some grapes. I have some lemons. I have some baby bok choy. They look like they might be going bad, so I just need to finish going through this, but this is all only produce here. And then this is empty. And my family's gonna come in and go, where's all the food? Even though it was all just really condiments. I do have yeast still for bread. I have a bunch of garlic. That's from when I was canning. I have some pure maple syrup. I do have this raw cashew butter because the only thing in here is raw cashews, just ground up. And I do have this creamy peanut butter, no salt added. The only ingredient in here is Valencia peanuts. So I am going to continue to use those until they are gone. Now I do have Luke's V8 Fusion. He drinks this every morning. I would love to get him off of it and just onto our juice. But I'm hoping if I just put a little bit in each time that I can get him switched over. He is my 11-year-old that is autistic and will only eat and drink certain things. And then the beloved soy milk is still here. Kate wanted Theo to finish this one off and then switch him when we have the cow's milk. But he drinks this all day long. He loves soy milk. And right now we don't have the regular milk. So I didn't want to get rid of it. I was going to, and then she said, please don't. So it's in there for him to drink until we can get the milk from the cow, so that when he goes, I want a glass of milk, he's got milk to drink. All right, next is, I'm not really worried about the freezer because nobody even gets in here. There's a couple little kid cuisines trying to get Theo to eat. Otherwise, you guys, a couple popsicles at the bottom. Nobody even gets into this. Otherwise, my freezer is really all fruits and vegetables. I have tomatoes everywhere. That's really all I have is fruits and vegetables in my freezers and meats. I don't have a lot of like frozen stuff. So I'm not worried about my freezers and cleaning those out. Like I said, nobody even gets into them. So next though is going to be the clean out of the pantry. Now they do have a lot of cereal. Now the pantry stuff, which goes down here though, is really just like, it's coffee and it's onions and potatoes. So mostly it's just all this stuff, but all the protein powders, all that kind of stuff, I am going to get rid of, and then I will show you what remains, what we will be still using in our house. And I should mention all the dried good stuff that I'm going to put away. I'm just going to box up in totes and put them away for after the 30-day challenge. And then, you know, hopefully I can just get rid of it all. But if the family has an absolute fit after 30 days and they're like, where's all our stuff? Then, you know, I can give them their stuff. So that's why we're doing it this way. All right, so I thought I'd just show you what I'm gonna put back in the pantry before I put it back in, because it's hard to see everything once I get in here. But as you guys can see, the pantry is empty. Down here, I do still have some coffee. We're gonna finish that off. I have some onions, and I have a bunch of potatoes and sweet potatoes under there. And then when you come around here, I am keeping out this kind of peanut butter for Luke and Theo. I'm going to try and get him to switch over. He's easier to get to do things than Luke, but we are going to leave that out. That should not be there. That is going away. This is craisins. They do have some sugar in them, but again, that is mostly for Luke. And once these are gone, I'm going to try and get the unsweetened. We have some just local raw honey here. I am going to leave out the coconut oil in here. This is just wakame seaweed. It's nothing but dried seaweed, and we like that in soups. This is chocolate chips. Now the chocolate chips though that I get, I am going to allow that. I am going to allow it so that my family doesn't completely kill me. And that's because I get Enjoy Life chocolate chips, and they only have 3 ingredients. They are cocoa powder, cocoa butter, and sugar, and that's it. And so I am going to allow that still. Okay, here is just cacao or unsweetened cocoa powder. Cacao is just a little bit less processed. I have that. I have both. I have some just regular old cocoa powder downstairs. This is just unsweetened shaved coconut. These are cacao nibs. They're actually the cocoa bean just chopped up. They're very, very bitter, like a very unsweetened chocolate, just like you would get like the Hershey unsweetened cocoa. But they're, when you put them in something, they can take the place of chocolate chips because usually what you put them in is sweet, and so that covers up the fact that these are not sweet at all. I have a big package of lavender. That's because I like to make moon milk at night. It helps me rest. I have some organic arrowroot powder. I will still use that. I have a few more chocolate chips. I do have some baking powder. I will use that still for cooking. I have some cornmeal. I'm still going to allow that. Molasses. I will still allow that. This is just turmeric. This is maca root. I put this in for hormone health into my moon milk at night, along with my ashwagandha powder. Here are just some dried shiitake mushrooms. They're just dried mushrooms. I do have some vinegar. I am going to allow vinegar and apple cider vinegar as well. I have just some popcorn kernels. This is coconut sugar. I am going to allow that. Steel cut oats. This is just mochiko. It's just sweet rice flour, so we can make our own little desserts with that. It's not sweetened or anything. It's just sweet rice flour. It's rice that is a sweet rice. This is my raw sugar. I am still allowing raw sugar. If you can look in it, it's very different than regular. Even it's not ground very fine at all. So I will have to grind it up some to use it as well. And here is just kombu. It's another big seaweed. I like to use this with dried fish flakes called bonito flakes, and it makes a great soup stock. So I will use that. It's just, like I said, dried seaweed. I have just some black tea bags, old-fashioned oats, some rice, more dates. We have lots of dates. Raw cashews. I have lots of those. I am going to still allow nutritional yeast. It is a great source of B12, and it's like, I look at it as kind of like a spice. Then I've got red lentils, I've got black beans, I've got pinto beans somewhere downstairs too. This is just baking soda. I have grapeseed oil. I have toasted sesame oil. I'll still allow both of those. I have some red beet powder. I have some just random different powders like these. And I'm not gonna not use any of that because these actually would be great to replace like food coloring and stuff. So I definitely still wanna use all of that. And then I have 3 little bags of these chestnuts. There's nothing in here but chestnuts. And then last but not least, over here what's going in the pantry upstairs right now, I have flour. Now this is a mix of white and freshly ground wheat. I'm gonna finish this and not throw it out. I'm gonna finish that. And then once that's gone, it will just all be the freshly ground wheat, which I still have some of my wheat berries here. Not much left in this one. And then I have more downstairs as well to grind in my food mill. So yeah, I'm gonna get all this put away. That's what's going into this pantry upstairs. Today's video is gonna be quite long. Hopefully you guys enjoy that. All right, next I've got to do this up here. So some things like my Korean crushed red peppers, that's all they are, is Korean crushed red peppers. So I'm gonna keep those out, but I need to go through and pack away most of this up here. All right, so here's what is staying from my shelf. Red Korean crushed peppers. This actually I grew in my garden. They're just cayenne peppers that I dried in my, what do you call that? Anyway, my dryer. My brain will work eventually. And here is chia seeds. This is just dried kelp. This is a Japanese curry powder. These two little honeys that Ash brought me from Washington when she'd went there with some military stuff. Anchovy paste. Even though that has a couple more ingredients, I'm using it just same as I would any other seasoning. Some potato starch. This is black salt, apple cider vinegar, brown rice syrup, rice vinegar, red wine vinegar, extra virgin olive oil, some balsamic vinegar. This is 4-Sigmatic adaptogen blend, balance. You just use it as a mushroom spice seasoning. This is a 7-spice powder. It's a Japanese seasoning. And then I am going to keep my variety of balsamic vinegars. They're great for like just a quick salad dressing. So that's what I'm keeping from my now very empty top shelf. So now up there I just put a bunch of the flowers from my aunt's memorial. So that's what I got for right now. All right, so I think my family is going to have an absolute meltdown and say there's no food in this house. But you know, it's all good. I will replenish it all with stuff that I will make myself. So it's a lot of work on me over the next probably a few days till I get in the groove of everything. But yeah, that's what I did. That's what I got rid of. Now let me show you guys what I got from Flash Foods. Okay, so I got 9 boxes from Flash Foods, and they brought me home these 2 romaine bags, which is great. They're still coming in. They had to go get chicken feed and different stuff too. So, all right, let's open these boxes and see what's inside. It's always so exciting. So in this one, it's a bunch of citrus. This one is just a mix of different stuff. Let's see, what is this? Coyote squash? Never heard of it. Oh, it's got a cucumber, a pomegranate. Can't wait to open this up and see what's inside. And then there's, here is another box. This one has some cinnamon in it. I think that's cinnamon. We'll find out. Apples, some onions and potatoes. This one is lots of apples and onions. This one looks like it's a variety of apples and onions and lemons.
And a pepper.
And a pepper.
Just one.
I see lemonade in the future. This one is a lot more citrus and some garlic.
Lime.
Lime, you put the lime in the coconut.
Is that garlic? Yeah, garlic.
That is not garlic, that's a little orange.
Like, can we say planetary bodies?
All right, next. 2 more, no, 3 more. All right, in this one we got blueberries.
No, it's Halloween. These are blueberries.
Good variety. Some sweet potatoes. We didn't need any kind of peppers, but that's all right. 2 more to look inside, and then I'll lay it all out. What is that, a green tomato?
We don't need any of those either. We got green tomatoes.
And then in this one, a variety of apples and oranges. And one more to go. This one, again, a variety. That's a funky looking one. So I'm gonna go set all these out and then I'll show you guys what we got for $45. All right, so here it all is. This is what we got from our flash food boxes. So a huge pile of citrus over here. I have a mix of grapefruits and all different kinds of oranges and little clementines. That'll be perfect to make orange juice. The kids eat the clementines super, super fast. I got 3 peppers. Peppers I actually don't need at all because we still have a bunch in our garden that we need to pull this weekend, but that's fine because I'll still use them. I'll cut them up and put them in the freezer with mine. I got some garlic, 1, 2, 3, 7 heads of garlic, a pomegranate, a green tomato and a red tomato, 3 cucumbers, 2 of these, they are called coyote squash. If anybody has any idea what that is, we don't know. We're gonna have to look it up and try and figure it out. I got some organic blueberries and some of this canela. We looked that up. That is a Mexican cinnamon, it says, and that it is a little bit less spicy than regular cinnamon and maybe has a little bit more of a fruity. So we have this mountain, if you guys can see, of apples, which is wonderful because it's apple juice time and apple cider time. So I thought with the cinnamon, it'd be great to make some apple cider. We'll probably do that tomorrow. Then a bunch of onions, which I didn't really need any more onions, but that's fine because I will just get all those cut up and put in the freezer. So I have onions ready to go. And then I got a bunch of limes and lemons. So lemons we easily turn into lemonade. Limes we can flavor water with limes. And you can make desserts with limes. If you guys have any other ideas with limes, let me know. Because we got quite a few. They go on under here, if you can see back in here. There's quite a few limes. And then we got quite a few sweet potatoes and potatoes over here. So I think that's pretty good for $45. A mountain of yummy fruits and a few veggies. All right, so that total was about $45. Well, it wasn't about, it was $45. And that was at Flash Foods. If you guys don't know what Flash Foods is, I get nothing from this. I'm just telling you. It's an app that you can download on your phone. It's not available everywhere, so just go to your Play Store on your phone and look up Flash Foods, download it, and then you can say find a store location near me, and it will tell you if there's somewhere near you or not. And then all you do is you look through it and you order whatever it is that they put in Flash Foods. It changes throughout the day, every day. And then you just go and you pick it up at the store and they tell you exactly where to go. For me, it's customer service, and the only store that I have that does it around me is Meijer. So that's Flash Foods. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys tomorrow where I'm showing you day 1, what we're actually eating and making everything with me. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye everybody, have a great day or night, wherever you are.